achieve success with Global.Media.com. Every step forward is a new beat to your drum. Achieve success with Global.Media.com. Let's celebrate it with or without champagne.
Yay, we're live. We're live, my friends. Welcome to Be Your Authentic Self of Business. Any signature room. Private chat. Who's talking to me in private chat? Okay, no one. Oh, Matt. Hello, Matt. Yes, I can see you in the comments there, Matt. So I wonder who's here. My friends, if you're here, please drop us a comment. I will know you're here otherwise. And things have worked out well today because I feel like I've done the things I meant to do. I'm actually on stage. I got some of my friends in the studio waiting to share with us. And is the event live on LinkedIn? I've just clicked on go live. And no, I clicked on go live already. So let's see what actually comes up. I get a feeling my internet's slowing down again. I'm gonna have to call my ISP tomorrow and say what's going on. What's going on? Why is it? They came to fix it last week. Was it last week? Yeah, I think so. Yeah, but now it seems to be slow. I want to join. Click to join. Said any join. Let's see. Yeah, we're live. Okay, my friends are here. Linda, I see you. Let me meet that one. Linda, I see you. Liana, I see you too. Caitlin, welcome. Paul, thank you for being here. Kenny, good to see you, Kenny. Can you say us in typical Kenny way? Savor the flavor and all that things that Kenny says. Savor the flavor of the awesomeness in you, anyway. So we're sharing your beautifully well articulated, eloquently stated, heartfelt thoughts of wisdom, kindness, goodness, patience, encouragement, empathy, understanding, sincerity, perseverance, knowledge, honesty, love, hope, courage, tenacity, awesomeness, caring, positivity, compassion, passion, inspiration, resilience, respect, appreciation. Kenny, man, seriously, gratitude. You're gonna make me blush, Kenny. Calm down. Thank you for all those very kind words, Kenny. So the only thing that really matters about me is that I make and eat Kenny's cheesecake. His baked cheesecake is very important to me. Crystal, great to see you, Crystal. How you doing? Linda, my good friend Linda in Canada, glad you're here. Thank you so much for joining us. Michelle. I got two favorite Michelles, they're both here. So Michelle B on stage. Oh, that's gonna come on stage. And Michelle Ramos, who is also in the studio, come on stage. My friends, if you want to come on stage, please, I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you can't hear me, I hope you can. If you can't hear me, then I do apologize. Let me know. I think my sound is working fine. I think it is. Let me see. Make sure yeah, speaker's fine. Microphone. I'll just change it to my microphone. No, yes. Okay, I hope you can still hear me. Who do I bring on stage first? I want his cheesecake. No, Kenny's cheesecake is truly amazing. My son and I will make that cheesecake very often. Yeah, then you can get cheesecakes that are just floppy things, but Kenny's cheesecakes they're baked, and we'll get better every time. Kelly, the Rebel Chef. Glad you're here, Kelly. Thank you so much for joining us. I appreciate you. If I missed anyone, Dr. Marcia, I don't know if I mentioned you. Thank you so much for being here, Dr. Marcia. Yes, I was in your room yesterday and I took inspiration. I don't know if you saw my event yesterday, my What If yesterday, Professor Ross. Dr. Marcia. I stole many, it's not stole, I learned many of your ideas, so I was genuinely happy to share some of your genius. Thank you. So, I don't know who Dr. Marcia is. Do connect with her. She is one of my co-authors in the book you see behind me. That one over there. Yeah, that one. I don't move myself rather than move my finger, right? Michelle's on time with that. Michelle, you always beating me up when I with my time thing. I was in a call. I don't know. There's a new person I'm going to bring to the world, right? If you want to come on, if you want to come on stage, Paul, feel free. Paul said I want to come on stage first. Paul, the link is in the comments. The link is in the comments. The studio link. I'll share. I'll send it to your DM. Who else is here? Oh, my good friend Taisha. Housing Genius. I'm glad you're here, Taisha. Great to see you. I haven't seen you for a while. Kelly has laryngitis. Hopefully. Ooh. Hopefully, no, it's not too painful. That's what I say. I said I've been suffering from sore throat, I think so, and that seemed to have morphed into into toothache. So I feel your pain, Kelly. I'm glad you're here, though. Oh, okay. I've answered my first question. Who am I going to bring on stage first? My friends, bear with me. Bear with me. See, let's try and keep our shares short and focused. That way, everyone can have everyone can have their say, right? I'll happily bring you back on stage second time, and there will come a time when we're all on stage and we're all talking. So bear with me. Please be patient, please. But the more time each person takes, the longer our issue becomes. Levan, superstar Levan, you're here. How good is
I'm
that?
here, Annie.
How are you?
Thank you for having me, Annie.
So Levan is one of our new author, and her book Late to the Game but Winning is one of my favorite books. That's the one we're launching next. And I've done my best to get Levan on stage, on screen, on our events. So you actually get to meet her. Go on, Levan, tell us a bit about yourself as well.
Hello, everybody. Annie, again, thank you so much for allowing me to share your space, because this is your space. So I am an empowerment coach. I am a new author, and like Annie mentioned, my book is called Late to the Game but Winning. It's a memoir of, and when I say games, the games that I refer to are challenges of life. And so I list, oh, look at that book. And so I list about 5 different challenges that I've had to go through in life. And I sort of allude to how I made it through, like the things I did to overcome, and the times when I felt like I couldn't make it or I couldn't get it done because of different things. But the main focus is a lot of the challenges was based around my age. And so I felt like I was late for a lot of things. Like everybody else had already taken all the good spots. Like you go to a game and there are no good seats left because everybody else made it before you. So that's what this memoir is about. And I'm hoping that once it goes out, once it becomes available, that the message will be spread wide and abroad, and that folks who read it can get hope, and they can get that encouragement to keep pushing and keep on what they're doing. When the goals that they want in life, they can be attainable, because time is not set in stone. And when we think that we are late, we're actually not. So thank you for having me here today to share with you.
Thank you for being. I appreciate everyone who joins my events, everyone who adds to the conversation. So our room is on the 6th. We said, right?
Yes.
On the 6th, so next week.
That's next Thursday.
Yeah. Again, for those who don't know, what I tend to do 4 events with my authors, and then we have a launch event. So it's a chance for you to get to know Levan, and then eventually, hopefully, my screen's frozen. That's really upsetting, Levan. I'm stuck. Well, you can still hear
me. You are frozen. I can see you, but you're frozen.
Yeah, and you can hear me. Damn. I can hear you too. Yes. I can't do much. I need to unfreeze my screen. Levan, you're the one on the screen. I can't help you. Talk to them, Levan. Talk about your book for a bit. Give me 2 minutes. I'll be right back.
Okay, go right ahead. So again, so the book Late to the Game but Winning, it sort of highlights some things that we all familiar with, our challenges and our struggles. And for different reasons, sometimes we feel like we can't overcome a situation. Sometimes it's just society. Sometimes it's the pressure that we put on ourselves. some challenges could also be because of financial where your finances are in life, and so you feel like you can't achieve and you can't get it done. You tried everything that you could, but it seems like nothing is working, and sometimes people give up. That's a fact. Sometimes people give up, and so that means that dream that you wanted to accomplish, that goal, because I know for me, I had wanted to write a book for so long. And I wanted to share my story because there were times when I felt like giving up. That's just a natural part of life. Sometimes we feel like we can't do anymore. We've done all that we could do and nothing seems to work. And some people give up. But this book just highlights the importance of persevering and being resilient. So, as many times as we get knocked down, we get back up. It's not about the times that you fell down, but it's the fact that you get back up and you try again. So, the challenges that I outline in my book, it's an inspiration to those who may have gone through or still going through similar challenges. It's just a light that I'm sharing with you to let you know that if you keep at it, if you keep pushing, if you seek out resources, seek out help from different areas, you will be able to get through those challenges as well. Annie, you're back. Oh, I can't hear you. We can't hear you though.
I muted myself. Thank you. Thank you, Michelle. I can see you, waving frantically. Now, Michelle, who else I see? Nicole, Super Publisher Nicole, Anthologies, galore. I'm glad you're here, Nicole. How are you doing? So I was on your show with your sister a couple of days ago. Interesting. We don't bring our friends and families, but you did, and it was nice. It was an excellent show, I would say for sure, Nick. Thank you so much for for being open and being for sharing. That's probably the best I can call it, right? It was good to see. I guess your sister doing her thing as well, especially when you're across the world. Okay, Michelle, stop beating me up. Not Michelle B. This is Michelle Raven was always beating me up, right? Laverne has to go sometime soon. That's why I brought her up first. So I said to her she would cheer me up if she comes and shares. So she's done that now. Okay.
Yes, I aim to please, Annie. Yes.
No, thank you. Well, now they've seen you now. Now my friends have seen you. They're looking at you. Go, yeah. Who's that Laverne? They want to know more. So after the event, go in the comments and connect with my friends who are here, especially. That's what I'll say. Thank you so much, Matt. You feel free, my friend. Keep doing the comments. I don't tend to type comments. I'm here, right? Okay, my friends. Let me make it easier for you. We're here in my room. This is my signature room. I do many other rooms, of course, because I want to bring people like Laverne to the world. So I've just arranged my next author to launch their book. So we're going to start next week as well, I think. I'd love to bring people who do amazing things to the world. If you have a unique solution, I want the world to know who you are, get to know you, like you, trust you, I want to do business with you, right? Well, I just want to get help from you. Hopefully, you want to get help from my friends who are here as well. So that's pretty much what we're doing. So if you want to publish a book, write a book, publish a book, sell a book, that's what we do. My guaranteed bestseller service is what it is. Someone asked me earlier, how can you guarantee? I'm like, because we have the systems to guarantee. It's not maybe. If I don't get your bestseller on the launch day, I'll pay to get it done myself. I'll pay to do your bestseller. So until I get your bestseller badge, normally you get 10 badges and more, right? That's it. That's if you did the work for sure. So. And most of my authors do. Dr. Roxana is one of my best-selling authors. Also in my anthology, Lessons We Learned from COVID behind me. Do I want to make myself big screen? I never make myself big screen, right? I never do. Now, Dr. Roxana has 2 books. So she's in the anthology that you're looking at, Lessons We Learned from COVID. She's one of my 10 co-authors. And also she's written her book, Family Wealth Secrets. So that's she's a genius. So in the anthology, she's got 10 bestsellers in her book. She has 8 bestsellers and 2 hot new releases. That was the book we launched in December. So I'm just publishing a book now, which is AR in education. So I love Dr. Roxana. She's a genius, and she's also a YouTube star, by the way. So, if you want to talk to someone who really is making money off YouTube by doing nothing apart from making videos, go and talk to her. Right? Definitely go and talk to her. Michelle, I want this cheesecake. YouTube has audio. I'm sure, of course, it has. Right. Okay. So look, our topic today is this issue of what I call uncertainty. So the truth is this: people dislike uncertainty. People don't like dealing with uncertainty. Even though we'll experience uncertainty every day, it's weird, right? Every day. I mean, you don't know what's going to happen in the next 10 minutes. So we're naturally living in uncertainty. We don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. We haven't got a clue what's going to, we could die for all we know. I'm just being drastic, right? But the reality is, we're not going to die. What's going to happen in the next 10 minutes doesn't really matter, does it? See, but people have this thing about managing or not managing uncertainty. They worry. They worry about what's coming. They worry about, they worry about what could go wrong, is the truth, right? We all worry to a degree, of course. Now, I'm sure you do too, Laverne, right? Laverne, do you worry?
Absolutely. I try not to, but it's a natural part of life. Yes.
Yeah. I think we're all on the spectrum of worries. There's some like me who worry, but literally I don't really worry. I just take it as what's going to happen is going to happen. I've done what I could to mitigate what could go wrong. So I'm good. And whatever happens, you know what? It doesn't matter. I'll deal with it. I really don't care. Sometimes I'm wrong. Sometimes, things go wrong. Sometimes things go very right. I'm saying there's the other end of the people who worry excessively. They worry so much that they make themselves ill. They have what we'll call generalized anxiety. Now, this is what I want to talk about today. I think it's probably one of the biggest things in business. Now, when I talk in this room, I'm not a mindset coach. I'm just any who runs a business, who's learning about mindset. So I learn from the best. Now, my mindset coach is Donna Martin. If you don't know who she is, DM me. I'll happily put you to her. She changed my life with her mindset coaching. I always give Donna credit for everything that is good that happens in my life. Because until I met her, I was going around in circles, but from her, I've learned many things about how the mindset really works. Of course, I've got other mindset friends, Leslie Flowers being one of the other ones. So I'd say it's a legend. Sandra Bothy is another one who's talks mindset for professional immigrants. Again, I got all day for her, and I get what she's talking about. I've watched many mindset people. See, today I promise you, I will tell you the science of worry. Not because I'm a scientist, but because of all the things I've learned about mindset. I think this is the one that I think is probably the most important. But I will say that every time. I will always say that. And so when I speak from what I'm learning and also what's going to help you grow your business. Mindset, business growth is my topic. That's what we'll talk about in this room. And I could say we'll talk business growth, which we do. But I think in reality, I've learned that most of business is 98% mindset, 2% the things we do, the things in a business, the technical side of business. Without the right mindset, you can't grow a business. Like I said, I was going around in circles, nothing was happening. And only when I started to focus on the mindset, learning about mindset properly, that my business changed, my personal life changed, my happiness changed, everything changed. So all I'm doing is sharing with you what I've learned. Now, this topic is huge because if we don't learn to manage uncertainty, we are doomed. Take it from me, we are. And uncertainty has this way of slowing us down every day of the week because we do have to deal with it. And if we don't deal with it properly, we are literally going to sink. So I promise you the science about uncertainty. I'll drop you some science gems, some findings that we know for sure. And then I want to hear from you about the different parts of what science tells us and how it affects you. So normally I will talk for half an hour and then let you speak, but tonight I say I got too many people in the studio today, so I do want to hear what you have to say. So Laverne, let's talk about you and your mind and your mindset, or you and your worry. See, at the heart of this really is this thing we call your tolerance of uncertainty. Those who worry loads, and let's just show what worry is, right? Worry is that thing, things gonna happen, right? And we choose to try and predict the future. That's what worry is really, right? We literally think, okay, this is gonna happen. Oh, that's gonna happen next. What if it goes wrong? And we just like to run with ourselves. If it's gonna go wrong. You go to your doctor's examination. Doctor says, "Oh, you got a lump," and you're thinking, "Right, I've got cancer. I'm gonna die. I'm gonna die tomorrow." And it's extreme, right? There's no need for it in business. Maybe the most time I've been guilty of this. I'm not. I'm no different to anyone else here, right? You think, I give a client a proposal, or I've got to call a client or meet a client. What if they say no? What if they want to knock the price down? What if? Now, if they're not the price down, I won't get the business. Oh, I'm not going to get paid this month. And how's my wife going to eat? How's my son going to eat? What if they all leave me and I can't get a job? What do I do? What do I do? Right. Here's my point. That sort of worry is crazy, but we do it every day, right? Some people do it every day. They live that way and they make themselves seriously ill. We must do better. This is my point. This is what I'm trying to say to people today, right? We need to learn some of the science and learn some of the strategies to manage anxiety, to manage our worries. So now, on the scale of 1 to 10, where are you, Laverne? On the worry scale, where are you?
Well, I've gotten better. I used to be horrible at it, but I've come to recognize that worrying really doesn't help. Well, it doesn't help me anyway. And for the most part, the things that I used to worry a whole lot about, I can't do anything about them. So I'd worry, I'd get stressed out, I have headaches and stuff, but the issue still there. So I just gave up and I'm done. So, but for me, I'm a Christian, and so what I've been doing more of is just casting my worries to God. Like, just ask him to take care of it, because the truth is I can't. If I could do it, then there would be no need for me to worry. So so one of the strategies that I would recommend is, when you find yourself getting to the point where you're about to worry or over worry. I don't know if that's even a word, but like, just become a regular worrier. It's just focus on what you can control, because there's so many things that are out of our control. And when we recognize that we can't do it by ourselves, just focus on what you can do and just let everything else fall into place. That's what I do. Set up a strategy. So whether if it's something that you do daily, a list of things that this is what I can do, and I'm going to do my best to get it done. And everything else, you just put to the side. Sometimes you just got to do it like that.
I love that, really. It is that let it go. Give it up. Do something. Even if you have to distract yourself. Worrying is the most unnecessary thing we do. Yeah, but we have it's a human condition. It's a human problem. We love to catastrophize. It's gonna go wrong. It always goes wrong for me. Never goes right. So I have to worry, and we have this delusion that worrying is good for us. I'll come to that in good time, right? Welcome everyone on stage. I see you all. I'm glad you're all muted. Thank you so much. If anyone has an initial thoughts on the topic, please feel free to unmute, and then when you start talking, I'll put you on big screen. Who's going? Paul, you want to talk, right? Go on, Paul. So please unmute. Let's hear you.
How y'all doing, brother? How you doing? God bless everyone here. My name is Paul Kurt Clayton. My wife, she died of breast cancer in 2021, and when that happened, that did something to me. It left a hole in my soul. I heard y'all was talking about worries and things of that nature. And my brother, he committed suicide 10 years prior to that happening. And I walked both of them to the gates of heaven, if you know what I mean. I was talking to them on their last breath. So time is one thing. And in Revelations 4 and 4, it talks about 24 elders around God's throne, and they worship him night and day, and they wear gold crowns and white robes. And a lot of people don't know who that is. The 24 elders is Father Time. God give us 24 hours every day. Each elder is an hour. He must redeem the time. He said, at the right time, I sent my son, Jesus Christ. And he also gave Hezekiah more time. He took the hour
Mm.
hour to
Oh,
show
nice.
Hezekiah and in Ecclesiastes, it says it's a time for everything. So I've been making videos. I got like 3,000 videos I made since my wife died. And I did that for people going through stuff that she went through. She died of breast cancer, and she had to do that during COVID time. So she had to do that by herself. I could be in the garage and talk to her FaceTime, but I couldn't go in there with her due to restriction. So I had to watch her face, and that did something to my heart. So I started making these, trying to wake up kids and everybody around the world, and anybody want to partner with me. I even got a story about my own life. I almost lost my own life a few times. So I'm trying to get my story out there, and that's not an easy feat. I try to keep the video a minute long because people don't have that long of a conscience to keep, stuff that they need to hear in their spirit. Because, like I said, it starts on the inside of us. We don't need money to start nothing. We can validate ourselves and know who we are. We can change the world that way instead of looking to other people to change it for us. And I'm trying to get that message out.
Superb. Thank you so much for being here, my friend. It's in that now.
Oh,
When
oh, what?
oh, please,
Can I say one other thing?
of course.
To direct anybody to my page, it's at Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, LinkedIn, Pinterest. Just go to Paul, Paul, Kirk, Kirk, Clayton, Clayton, on any one of those platforms, or just Google me. And yeah, I think it'll direct you to my page, and that's YouTube too. And y'all have a blessed one. I'm sorry for interrupting you, bro.
No, it's perfectly fine. Look, let's put your link in the comments. That way, people can find it more easily and just click on it. That's the
I,
easiest
I,
way.
I tried to put it in there, and when I'm on this side where I can get on your show, I don't know how to do it. I'm not too computer savvy. I know how to make videos and stuff, but I ain't
We'll,
too
sort- we'll,
computer.
we'll sort it out. So no, I'll DM you later, and then say I'll get the link from you, and
Oh,
I'll put the
oh,
comments.
and one other thing, I was trying to stay on here as long as I can. My father, he got stage 5 prostate cancer in the house, and he's with me, and I got my 3 kids, and it's just me by myself. So, I can't stay on as long as I want to, but brother, I wanted to come on and I talked to you the other day, and I wanted to show you my love, and I appreciate everything you're doing. You're trying to change the world. We do it a minute at a time over here at Kirk Minute Ministries, and I'm just proud of you, brother. Need
No,
more like you.
thank you. We need more like you too, my friend. And he has got 3,000 videos, and he sent me a good few of them. Now, Paul, what's your take on uncertainty? What's your take on worry?
It's an illusion. We worry, but we shouldn't, because what's going to happen at the end of the day is going to happen what God showed me. But at the end of the day, when I walk my brother and my wife to the gates of heaven, as I like to say, it feels better with me. I think my take on that is just all you can do is guide people with your light. And a lot of times we dim our light to make other people feel comfortable, even in our family members. We don't want to step on any toes, but God didn't tell us to do that. He said, let your light shine. And I'm going to bring the Bible in a way that my well goes very deep, and I can explain stuff in people's life. I can heal people's heart with that Bible. That's a gift I've had. I've been preaching for 18 years as of yesterday. And now I just do it out here in the vineyard because I don't believe church houses have the same mindset as God do. Because if you don't believe what they don't believe, they ostracize you, kind of like they did Jesus. It's like a modern day thing going on. And that's why I do it this way, because when COVID-19 hit, people didn't go to church. So now they can go right to their phone and get a message, and going through counsel or in the hospital. I got them set up. Me and the Lord.
Thank you so much, my friend. Lisa Fevek, my favorite human in the world. Well, everyone's favorite human in the world, really. If you haven't met her, then you definitely want to connect with her. Now, she is an amazing human, a menopause dietitian expert. So I'm glad you're here, Lisa. One day you're going to come on my stage, right, Lisa? One day. One day it's Christmas. Christine, our death tech expert. I'm glad you're here as well. Of course, Nicole says, sending prayers to your family, Paul. So thank you so much. Nick, thank you so much. So thanks for sharing with us. You see, when I have these conversations, I always have a thing in mind. I think to myself, some people have a really hard time. Paul is one of those, clearly, right? And I think maybe we should have different rules for them. Maybe he should be allowed to worry. I'll explain why later on. I'll explain why in good time. The numbers suggest that if I guess we're two types of people, my friends. And I say this and ask you, who are you on this spectrum? Where do you fall, left or right? Let me welcome Omar, our Zoom party expert, Zoom and the game show host. Welcome, Omar. Glad you were here. I flopped on Omar's show, but I didn't flop. I had the greatest amount of fun. Getting all the questions wrong. Paulette knows why I flopped now because she experienced it too. The button, Omar, the button doesn't work for us. So I was supposed to smash the button, even though I knew nothing. I didn't even hear the question. I just smashed the button. And when they asked the question, I'm like, I don't know. It's like, that's minus 1,000. I'm like, damn. Well, that's life, right? That's what happened. No, Omar is funny. And if you get a chance to go on the show, go on the show. Paulette's been. I think didn't you win one, Paulette? You won one, didn't you? So
I'm
you're
in
a
the
genius.
final. I'm in the final next week.
That's amazing. It means you know a lot more than you let on, Paulette. I answered 3 or 4 questions. That was it. And then nothing about US history, nothing about Canada and Mexico history either. But I just had no hope. Linda, the legend Linda Gray, glad you were here as well. Finally able to get on. I'd love to get you on stage one day, Linda. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts on our topics. Thank you so much. Who's LinkedIn user? Okay, no, LinkedIn user. Oh, it could be Lewis, it could be Christiana, probably Christiana. I spoke to her before I started, and she'd lost her voice again. She got her voice back, and then lost it again. See, don't be that careless, right? she hasn't lost her voice. She got a cold. That's what it is, right? Anyway, like I was saying, my friends, I think people fall into 2 camps. There's a people who look at the word and say, you know what? 95% of the time, things go badly. They go wrong. 5% of the time, it might be all right. Almost like the 5% thing is almost like a game of chance, right? So more often than not, it's going to screw up and be devastating. Then there's the other type of people who say 19 out of 20 times, everything is fine. Everything is just fine. It's great. It goes right every time for me. Very rarely do things go wrong. And even if it does go wrong, guess what? I can deal with it. I can manage it. It's not going to destroy me. Where are you now? Where are you? Now, if anyone wants to speak, and I said, please feel free to unmute and tell us what are you on the everything goes wrong mentality, or are you on everything goes right mentality? We're somewhere in the middle of all that, by the way, whoever you are. Go on, Paulette.
So there's 2 things here. You could have the one side, which is the fear, which is what we're talking about. Face everything and rise. So therefore, you're on the side of cup half full, not cup half empty. Or you've got the face everything and run, which is cup half empty, and everything is negative. So really and truly, it's about what's happened to you over time, and all of those horrible fears and all those bad negative thoughts that sit in your subconscious. You're giving them the chance to rise to the top and react to them, as opposed to using your water and listening, asking water, what should I do? And water helping you to reason a solution. And that's what Jack on Water is all about. And I'm trying to teach children that, to trust their instinct, trust their gut, give themselves the benefit of the doubt. Do you believe there is a solution? Can you work out a solution? So if you were to ask me what I am, obviously I'm on the cup half full always. And sometimes it's ridiculous because it's so flaming empty, but I'm too busy filling up everybody else's. So ask Charles, he'll tell you. But I really do sit on that side of the fence, and I'm happy to do that. And I don't care how many splinters I get in my bum, I'm staying on that side of the fence. All right.
I'm there with you, Paulette. I'm there with you. You know, so I live in this little bubble. As Taisha says, everything happens for a reason and a season. And that is true. You know, I think it's, you know, maybe this is a game of reframing. You know, that's what I think anyway. You know, so I choose, and it's a choice we make. That's the thing, Paulette, right? It's a choice we make. You know, you can, yes, things happen to us through life, and we develop beliefs about what's going to happen. We develop beliefs about the chance of us coming a crop up. And sometimes we just take it that it always goes wrong for me, or no, it always goes right for me. So it's a choice we make. You know, you decide where you want to be. You know, but if you stick on the "it always goes wrong for me" mentality, because it doesn't always go wrong for anyone. It doesn't. It never goes wrong all the time for anyone. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and she basically, so she teaches kids, and she's in India, so she wants people to buy her tutoring course, right? And she sent someone. She's had to struggle to make friends and relationships on here, right? So she made a friend, sent them a proposal, and basically the reply was basically, "How much? No, you're gonna work with the rich people. Leave me alone." She was devastated. It's like, it will never happen for me here. I'm like, hmm. So you can see how she's working from her 100%. Everything goes wrong for me when I send a proposal to someone, right? Because she sent one and it's gone wrong, right? But see, in reality, I try to get her to understand in this life, in business especially, if you get 10 prospects, most of us will be very lucky to close 4. That's nearly half, right? Really, no, really. It doesn't mean that, you know, maybe I'm saying close those 4 today, right? I'm being very generous. I'm for that. I'm saying, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to sell to the rest of them. It just means that today they're not ready to buy. 4 is a good number. That's nearly half, right? I'm saying get to 10 prospects and then reevaluate and rejudge. Don't judge yourself on one. And say, well, as humans, we love to tell ourselves, it's just gone wrong. I will never come back from this. How? That's so untrue. We'll come back from everything. We're still here, right? You know, I wonder if who here is in the "it always goes wrong for me" mentality. I'd love to know who has that thought. Michelle, please feel free, share with us.
Bear with me. I'm getting better at talking. I had a TBI. We're doing better. Right when it feels like it's the end is when it's the beginning. And you always got to put your mindset. I took my medication before we did this, so we should be okay. Hold on, people. You need to put your mindset when you wake up every morning into happiness, not anything else. Seriously. And during the day, if you just my big thing, I go to Pinterest. I mean, there's so much on Pinterest that I do for myself, and I put on there just so I can be happy. And I have found out with 5 years of doing this, I've been able to heal and start learning to communicate, and because I also have vascular artery migraines that are intractable, which means they don't ever go away. So I live with that every day. And that's why I have my neuro team. But to be able to do that, you have to put yourself in this mindset that everything's going to go wrong. And that's okay. Just don't ground yourself with happiness and it all comes out okay. I can't explain it any other way except that's how it goes.
Annie, you're muted.
For those, sorry, thanks for telling me. For those who don't know, Michelle is deaf and blind. She went blind a few, 5 years ago, and she still carries on. It is, it's a mindset thing. I agree entirely, Michelle. And you have to put yourself in that place where you're happy. But you ended up saying that most of the time you have to prepare for the worst.
Yes, because what I see when you guys talk, I'll tell you exactly right now. Gonna give away my secret. I hold my phone in my hand, and with the vibrations, I put stuff in my ears. And yeah, I got nervous on that one.
You do.
I had to learn to communicate and be able to see or die. I mean, yeah, what are you gonna do? So I hear you guys by vibration in my hand. With the vibration in my hand, I put my finger on my ear, and then different colors bounce off each one of you. And it's like a vibrate. I can see like an AI vibration, people dancing, but can I really see your face? No.
Wow.
But that's okay. But that's how I do.
Someone now, Michelle, you are legendary. Really, you're a star. However you do it, my friend, you are remarkable. Hats off to you for sure. Thank you for sharing with us. I'm glad you're here. So I think it takes confidence. I know people who have much less issue, conditions and issues, and they will not be seen or heard.
Nervous.
The fact that you're a neuroscientist helps as well. I'm sure, right? It does help. You can create solutions, which I think is.
I've had the same team for 5 years. And when I didn't act, I had my tics under control. You learn tools. When I got my TBI, because of my dyslexia, I have to trick my mind. And doing into tricking my mind and turning everything around, I made it learn how to recommunicate with everybody.
Wow. I do mean wow. And Cherry, welcome. I see you. And so Henry, thanks for joining us. Who have I missed? Michael, you're back. I can't see you in the studio. Oh, you're in the studio, Michael. One sec. Cherry's in the studio as well. Sorry, Cherry. I did not see you on stage. I did not see you in the studio, but you're here now. So Michael's here. Who else? Mary. Mary, welcome. Thank you so much for your kind words. Thank you. I don't want to share the comments about me. I want to share the comments about everyone else. Hello, Matt. Hello, Annie. So there you go. Now, welcome, welcome. Look, I think the one thing that Michelle said that I found interesting was that expecting the worst helps. You heard me ask Paul earlier, is there a need for us to worry? Do we need to worry? Does worrying help us? I wonder what you think. Who's
Depends.
brave? Go on. It depends on what. Go on, Selena. I'll come to you. I'll come to you next in a second.
It depends on the equation. The equation.
So tell me when you think worrying helps, Michelle. I think expecting doom every
what
time.
does it help? What does worrying help me?
Yes.
It helps give me ulcers. It helps me tick words. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
That's what it does.
I think Michelle's being funny, right? I wonder if anyone genuinely thinks worrying helps. I'd love to know your thoughts. Because no, it doesn't help any of us at all.
No, and I used to think it did, and that's what held me back. So I just had to push myself in my wagon, right off the cliff. You're gonna be a mountain goat when you're supposed to do it. Might be a mountain goat the rest of your life. Stay in your wagon. If you fall out of your wagon, fix your wagon and get back in your wagon. It's your wagon. It's no one else's wagon. Take your wagon with you wherever you want to. The tire falls off. Fix your wagon, jump back in. They do it all the time, ranching.
I hear you loud and clear. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Selena. Let's see what Selena has to say to us. Selena, what's your take? Do you know? Is there value in worrying?
No. I mean, for me, no. If I worry, I stress. And then when I stress, I become sick and I can't do anything. I remember when I'm a cancer survivor, stage 4 cancer survivor. And what happened is like I heard the Lord saying, what are you waiting for? You are already healed. And I was surprised to hear that voice because it was in the middle of the night after 12 midnight. And I thought maybe I'm getting mad. How can somebody speak to me during this time? But I took that and I thought I will take it for my good. And I used it. I said, okay, God told me this. Even the doctors, when they were not sure, when they were saying, you came in as the worst patient. Now, how come you've changed? It was my mindset. When I heard that word, I mean, that phrase, you are already healed. What are you waiting for? I took it to heart and I took action. I didn't just say, okay, it's done, I'm healed. No, I had to take action and ran with that. And when my daughter, who had, even left her job to look after me, when she came, because she used to come and wash me in hospital, I couldn't wash myself. I couldn't feed myself. So when she came in and she found that, my demeanor had changed, she says, Mom, what happened? And I said, I really laughed at her face and I said, I just don't know. I heard a voice last night saying I'm already healed, but I don't know what it is. And even when that I heard those phrases, I just thought, if that's you, God, you've got a terrible sense of humor. Because look at me. I can't do anything for myself. I was useless. But I had to take that and run with it. I didn't stay in my wagon of pain, in my wagon of sickness. I thought, no, I'm changing and I'm going to run with this. So I just think the mindset is so powerful. And if you find somebody who helps you to have that mindset change, I think, as you said, Annie, that somebody helped you to change your mindset to become who you are. I think that's the best thing which can happen into our lives. And now I'm a coach, I'm a speaker. I'm an author of 2 books. I Pray My Teacher, and the second one, Heal Your Body, Heal Your Mind. So it's just amazing. That's what God does. I'm a grandmother of 4 now. That's God. I wouldn't have been able to have those grandchildren if I had allowed the negative to control my life. Thank you. Dan speaking. I'm Selena Cheshire.
Thank you so much. It's Selena and I are the brains behind this health. I survived life-threatening illness anthology that we're working on. Her stories were inspired, her experiences were inspired me to think, okay, let's do a group book. And thankfully, many of the people here want to be in the book. Michelle wants to be in the book. Christiana's thinking about it. Michael is definitely in it. And Michelle Ramos is in it as well. Matt wants to be in it. So this is why I've got the friends I have, right? So we do want to tell your story too, and I want to use the story to help other people, because I think this sort of conversations, they're important, right? So we've had Selena, we've had Michelle, we've had Paul. These are people who had real dramas, real big issues. I'm sure you can see why I will say it's easy for them to have gone down the line of life is terrible, everything always goes wrong for me, but they found a way to push past that. And they're saying what I think we need to hear, which is choice to, Paulette has her own serious chronic illness. Hopefully she'll be in the book as well. But again, I said they've got this mindset that says, I'm not beaten. I'm not always going to be beaten. I'm never going to be beaten. Now, what Selena ended with there, I think is so important in this conversation. If you dwell on misery, if you dwell on worry, if you dwell on everything goes wrong for me, self-pity, call it that. If you dwell on how everything goes wrong, negativity, call it whatever you want to call it, right? This worry thing, it stops us taking action. That's my problem, right? That's my problem, really. When you have positivity, when you have the outlook of things can go well, things do go well at times. Amazing things happen. Things go well. So the alternative is to, when you don't think anything's going to go well, don't do anything, right? We don't take action. We can't run our business with a negative mindset of things always go wrong for me. So I shan't even try, is what we'll say to ourselves. Why bother? It always goes wrong, right? But it never always goes wrong, I say again, ever, for anyone. If anyone has a different story, please feel free, share with me. Share with us how you answer this question. Michelle Ramos, I can see you there.
I'll jump on. Hey everybody. I personally think that a lot of people sometimes will get stuck in that vicious loop of the worst case scenario. Throughout my life and the different trials and tribulations, I had to find a way to make the worry a tool, and I needed to be able to articulate the situation. What is the worst possible situation? What is different scenarios and outcomes? And I ultimately had I use worry, like I said, as a tool. I use it to plan for the worst case, but I hope for the best. So I think it's really important. You got to know when to stop. When is it consuming you? When does it put you in a paralysis that you're not functioning? Because then that's when the toxicity comes in, and this sabotage will begin going. And by being able to just switch that mindset, it's instead of asking yourself why me, it's why not me. It's God's plan, universe plan, whoever you believe, there's a plan, and ultimately that's how you control. So if you focus on what you can control, then you're much, more likely to come to more positive side of something that is very often perceived negative.
more than right, Michelle. You're more than right. I'm not sure. I think reframing situations is what we need to do. Again, if anyone thinks otherwise, please, you feel free. I think whatever happens, I think we don't want to start down the worry spiral, because, like you say, Michelle, it is a spiral. What if, like I said to you, just now,
Sabotage.
what if I lose my job? What if my wife leaves me? What if my kid has another dad who he loves more than me? What if my car doesn't start? I can't buy another car. What if we just go? We run with it.
I think that a lot of it resorts back to our upbringing as children. I don't. In my generation, there wasn't a lot of emotional regulation taught. So don't cry over spilled milk. Don't talk about it. It's done. So I think that a lot of it, for myself personally, resorted back to the childhood and not being taught how to handle emotion. But then once I've been able to learn, for me, I don't really look at like what most people perceive as negative emotion. I don't perceive as negative emotion. I just look at it as emotion, and then I try to look at what is it that created that emotion.
Yeah, I think I agree with you, Michelle. I agree with you. So I think, but we need to see everything. This uncertainty. I argue every day about tomorrow, Michelle. No one knows this.
We do every day. We do
every day. I tell her tomorrow is coming, whether you like it or not. It's coming.
I just tell them God willing.
She'll argue to you, tomorrow's not guaranteed. It says tomorrow is going to happen.
No, I say we're not promised tomorrow.
We are promised. We're all going to be here tomorrow.
We're not promised tomorrow.
That's a figurative idea, right? I'm saying it's a see.
I can support Michelle.
That was support her.
I'm guaranteed now.
I buried my soulmate. I buried my bonus son. I have had to lay people to rest enough to know tomorrow's never promised, and I live in my moment.
I live in the moment. I'm with you, Michelle.
Yes,
I live in the moment. I'm guaranteed about this moment. I'm with
we
you
all
guys
with you, Michelle. Yes.
My friends. Yeah, you can all do the thing we agree with Michelle thing. It's not true. We're here and we've made plans for tomorrow already, all of us.
Making plans for tomorrow that's okay. I'm just saying that I'm gonna make the plans and hope I can make it, but it's God willing I get to make it.
Maybe, but let's welcome Maria. So I'm glad you're here. Of course, Stanley Green, the legend, the mindset and power thinking genius is here as well. I appreciate all of you. I guess I've realized something. When I give you this StreamYard link, most of you don't know how to get back into the event to actually join the audience. If you need that, just let me know. I'll give you the link to join the audience. I've tried to share both. Now, if power thinking is your thing, if you want to make mindset, our topic today, I'm sure it's in Stanley's toolbox, and he has strategies and bite-sized learning to help us to learn what we need to learn. And tomorrow is nearly here. I'm in the UK. It's 11 o'clock, right? It's an hour. Tomorrow is here, whether you like it or not. You can argue the theory that Michelle's trying to argue with me, but tomorrow is guaranteed. It's here.
It's not an argument.
Oh, woman, seriously, it's here. Somehow, it's not true that it's not here. Tomorrow is not a figure of speech. It's not a figurative thing. My son's getting ready for school tomorrow.
Okay, so think about it. I have epilepsy. I could have a grand mal seizure, fall, hit my head. No control.
But you won't.
I am allergic to anesthesia. I could be in a car accident. After I get over here, I can leave. I could be in a car accident. I'm just saying, but for me, it was healthy to be able, when all these medical things began, I lived in a pity party for years, addicted to drugs, self-numbing because I felt no need for life. So I needed to pull myself out of that so that I could actually begin living.
Okay, all right. Theoretically, you're correct. In reality, we're all going to be here tomorrow. Like it or not. Jeannie, welcome. I'm glad you're here. No, so if you need to drop out, so please try and come back once your appointment's done. So I do, of course, we'll have fear. I think, and Michelle said earlier, it's something that we grew up with. Like Paulette said, something similar, right? I think the science says to us that as humans, we have this tendency to remember the negative. It's not something we're born, it's not because we're born with this thing. It's that it's just human tendency. We love to run with negativity. We love to think of the worst. We love to, because I think, again, my question to you was, who believes worrying helps? Some people truly believe it helps. They really believe worrying. Right, Michelle, now you put your hand, and two, Michelle says yes. I don't think it helps at all. I think, literally, it's okay. So, how can I explain it? Okay, so essentially, the worry is a prediction what's coming, right? And maybe I'll say to you, there's two types of worries. There's type 1 worries, right? Type 1 worries is a problem that's happening now that we need to address. That's type 1, So waiting for a response to a proposal, you've got to pay a bill. That's a type 1 worry. The other type of worry is type 2. Again, type 2 is a scientific finding that these are worries where we're thinking about what could happen. What if, I say to you, what if I don't get paid tomorrow? What if my company goes bankrupt? What if my wife leaves me? What if my cat moves home, which it has done, by the way? A cat moves home, by the way, to our neighbors, and we left it there. I'm saying, what if, right? We need to find solutions to our problems. The type 1, the simple answer is fix the problem. Stop worrying, put yourself back a bit and say, what's the situation? What can I do about this? The type 2 worry, don't go there. Just work out what you need to do and tackle the issue. When I know I'm going to do this show today, I don't sit there worried about thinking, oh, what if it goes wrong? What if my computer doesn't work? What if no one turns up? What if I forget everything? What if? No, waste of time. I said, and our what if, it goes on. We think it protects us from shocks when bad things happen. It's a lie. It doesn't protect us at all. They've done the experiments, right? They've had people who worry a lot, people who don't worry at all. And they've said, right, list the situations and then list what happened in reality whilst you were worrying or not worrying. No difference at all. Worrying does not
let go.
Yes.
Let go if you worry. For the last 2 weeks, I've been worrying to the point where, I made myself sick or what.
That's what we're trying to avoid. That's what we're trying to avoid.
Handed it over.
When you make worry into a tool, though, you're able to
listen. One sec.
It can be a tool, and you can make it to where it's problem.
No. I did say that, and the science does not show that at all. Right. Some of us think that worrying protects us from the shocks when bad things happen because we'll make a contingency plan. It's not true. We'll make a plan anyway without worrying. Some things, worrying means we take things seriously. If it's serious, I must worry about it. No, you don't have to worry about it at all. You don't have to worry ever. Some things help us plan a response. Not true. We can plan a response anyway. Worry limits that response. It freezes you in place where you're crippled by catastrophizing. But now worrying means the worst won't happen to me because I worried about it. That's not true. Really not. And worrying means we care. No, it doesn't. As people worry about their kids, for example, they think, if I worry what's going to happen to little Jimmy, what happens? I don't understand. If I worry about my pets, if I worry about my wife, I'm just giving myself anxiety for no reason. It makes no difference whether we worry or not. Don't worry. You don't get ill. Just solve the problem. Take action. So when we're worrying, we don't see opportunities. This is my problem. We don't see solutions. We don't see people. The science proves quite clearly that when we focus on negative things happen more. And then we'll go, oh, I was right. I knew it was going to go wrong. almost like we bring the negative result by worrying. Don't never worry. Forget it. Do something. Go play a computer game. Do something else. Read a book. You know,
Reprogram your brain.
it's only your
Reprogram
brain.
your brain.
Distract your brain. Distract your brain. Really, distract you. The time you spend worrying, you might as well spend that time drinking. For I care. Seriously, worrying is the most biggest waste of time, energy sapper that ever has been. Matt, you sat there too long, my friend. Talk to us.
Okay. For me, it comes back to something that Paulette, I think that I'm saying her name right. I don't know her, unfortunately. So this glass half full, half empty thing. And we sometimes fill our glass to the expected level. And we quite probably fill that to a lower level than half full if we're very pessimistic, or we fill it to very full if we're extremely optimistic, and somewhere, like you said, between the two, depending on where we fall in that spectrum. And for most people, things in life, as a generalization, come from their experiences, and a failure to relinquish the bad things, if they worry about stuff. And that's really what they're doing, is they're holding on to the theory that something else bad is going to happen. And really that comes about for a lot of people through experience, like I say. An appreciation of where they are at and what has happened to them in the past without thinking about what the future might hold. And I know some people maybe don't look to the future, maybe are very living for the moment. But even by living for the moment, you're looking to the future, because this moment is followed by next moment. And to be able to exist in this moment, you have to realize that you're going to exist in the next moment, whether that is alive or your body exists but your spirit has left because you are dead, whatever that might be. That's still the next moment. You can prepare about that. You can worry about what's happened in the past. You can worry about what's coming in the future. But the better approach for me, and what I try and live by, is to, instead of seeing those glasses as half full or half empty, see what's actually filling the glass. Look at what you're putting into the glass, and it doesn't matter then whether it's half empty or half full. What you start to concentrate on is the good stuff that you're putting into the glass. And sure, sometimes our glass is less than half full. But if we realize that what's going into that glass is something good, and we try to put good things into that glass, and suddenly we realize that we filled the glass a lot more closer to being full. And not just full of stuff, but full of good stuff. And concentrating on the good stuff is a good way to avoid the worry. It's not a blinkered approach. Like you said, we have to sometimes adapt or make a strategy for a particular thing, or plan ahead and think, well, my car at some point is going to break down and stop working, for example. That's not necessarily worrying, but if you don't make a plan and think to yourself, how am I going to afford a new car, that could lead to worry. But if you think to yourself about, oh, I'd love to get a new car at some point, let me think about saving up and what sort of car I'd like. I'd like a convertible so that then I can go touring around and enjoy the sunshine. Or I'd like a nice Mercedes because they're very comfortable and I can drive all over the country in it, or around the roundabout in it, or possibly just a Ferrari in a box. You know. You're on mute, by the way. Ever the professional. You're still on mute.
I'm moving my mouth down. I've got it now. Now, this is why we're friends, man. I think we agree on most of the things. Nearly everything you said, Bree. Again, I will state my point. Warren, Linda says, Warren, depending on the situation, Warren can keep you aware and safe. It can't. Matt just said it. If you feel the need to be aware and safe, make yourself aware and safe. Take the action to be aware and safe. Don't worrying is not going to keep you safe. It's a false narratives, the false story we tell ourselves. You see, the problem with worrying is once we start, we can't stop. Of course, we can stop ourselves, but once we start, we don't stop. And a warrior is a warrior, right? A warrior worries about everything. So you end up living your day with that negative cloud over you every day. The little things become insidious things in your head. Maybe even if you think you're not thinking about them, you are. You're worrying because you've got into the habit of worrying. You know, and everything becomes a problem. No, I think let's learn to embrace uncertainty. Let's learn to face it with joy. What's the worst that can happen?
Does it come back to control?
Sometimes is it control? Well, if you can control the situation, it certainly helps, right? Some situations we can't control, and that's life, right?
That's
Even then,
uncertainty, what you can't control.
but what you can't control is not going to kill you.
True story.
Never has so far, right? So there is I have no trouble worrying whatsoever. It's nice. I think someone mentioned fear earlier. Gina mentioned fear. You know, there's no place now. Paulette said it very well. Now, either you're gonna face a situation and run, or you're gonna face a situation and rise. Take your pick, right? And almost 99% of the time, we can face it and rise. To sit there, no, look, no, I used to live in trepidation. I used to live in shaking fear, shaking anxiety. Going to work for me was the worst thing ever. That's when I wanted to start my own business. I was like, yay, at last, I'm free. I couldn't make any money. Then it's like, oh, I'm done. And then, that would cause its own stress. And then now I found a place where I'm okay. I'm doing fine. I'm not making millions, but I will make my millions. I'm saying, you know, the fear I used to feel, but I still feel the fear every day. Many days I feel fear. You know, this is how silly our worrying is. I'm the sort of person who orders stuff from Amazon or from a shop, right? And I pay for it. I know I got a delivery date. I'm looking forward to it. Back of my mind, I'm thinking, what if it doesn't work? What if I send it back? What is that about? That's ridiculous, Annie. Stop doing it. Assume it's going to come, it's going to be perfect, you're going to use it, and life will be great. That's what I should be doing. The worry does nothing for me at all. If someone thinks otherwise, Michael, Lisa, Cherry, feel free, please. Let's hear from you. Whilst someone decided to unmute, so let's look at Jay's comments. Jay, you get it, Jay. You get it. Yeah, tomorrow always comes. I got a friend. Matt agrees somewhat. Tomorrow will come, as Matt said. It's whether we're alive or not, really. That's a question, right? But tomorrow will definitely be here, whether we like it or not. It definitely will come. Selena, I'm saying that to you as well. Either way, the world's going to move on. But tomorrow,
I hear you.
that day called Thursday is going to come, whether we like it or not. We can't stop it. We can't avoid it. We can't pretend it won't. It will come. So let's plan, to do what we need to do tomorrow. Cherry, you've been on stage the longest. Talk to us. Please unmute. Oh. Cherry, I can't hear you. I can't see you. Okay, Cherry, you might have to leave and enable your microphone. I think, I don't think your microphone's in it, but it must have enabled your camera, so to be on stage. I have no idea. That's unmute, it says. Okay, so you can unmute, Cherry. Find the mute button. Michael, Lisa, what's your take? I know Michelle wants to speak again. Michelle, please feel free and watch Michael and Lisa sort themselves out and decide what they're going to share with us.
Whenever I get scared, like doing all of this that I've been doing, thinking I should just die, it's never going to work out. I thought about how kids do it. And so to put my brain back together, I did what kids do. And if you do that, you get rid of your anxiety. Every time you start thinking about anxiety or something's not going to work, Look at Pinterest, look at Disney movies, look at The Rescuers. I mean, you don't fail until you die. And it's up to you what you do until you die. And trauma and drama sells, as we all know. But do you want to be part of that trauma and drama? Because trauma and drama, it might sell, but it will kill you. And so you got to take it out of the equation somehow. Every day, every hour, I have to remind myself. And I go to Pinterest and I just look at cool stuff. And that's what I do. And if you don't put your mind into that kind of mindset and retrain yourself, retrain your brain. We've all gone through so much, and that's why we're at our, I'm 53. I went through 53 years of God knows what. But I wanted to rewire my brain because you don't want to remember that crap. Because it's crap. Do something else. Put something else in your brain, and it will work and be happy. Okay.
Well said, Michelle. Well said. That is as simple as it comes. And that's as hard as it comes. That's exactly. I agree with you entirely, Michelle.
I love this.
The thing. Say, who's talking? Sorry. I don't know. Someone spoke. I don't know who that was. Was that you, Michelle, or was that Cherry?
I'm sorry. I figured out how to unmute myself.
Yay, Cherry. Excellent. I'm glad you have. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Sorry I'm not on the camera. I'm actually in
It's fine. You're on stage. We can hear you. That's the important thing.
Oh, good. I
Let me
was
welcome
going to
CJ. Let me welcome Dr. CJ. She's here. Thank you so much for joining us, CJ. How do I cope with high-stake uncertainty? Deal with it head on, one problem at a time and one day at a time. I agree with you entirely. You see, Dr. CJ, and part of my problem is that those who worry, those who learn to worry all the time, even when they're not thinking they're worried, they're still worried. The problem that what they do is something called avoidance. They avoid uncertain situations. They're trying to live in their comfort zone. They're trying to live with what they know all the time. They miss opportunities. They miss gifts to help them right in front of them. They're like, what if? And then they go down that road again. They run off down the lane. And now, by the time they come back, the chance is gone. Dr. CJ, exactly. I deal with the problem one at a time and just face what life gives you. Embrace it. Go on, Matt, please.
I've forgotten that this isn't Zoom. I'm expecting my hand to go up and get to the front.
I can see it, though, so it's all right.
You know me. I think that we're missing a vital part to this, which is optimism, right? Like you're talking about what if, and we're all talking about what if the worst thing happens. What happens if the sky falls in and my head crushes? What happens if I'm Icarus and I'm flying closer to the sun and my wax on my wings falls off and I crash and burn on the floor? But what if you are Icarus and you fly closer to the sun and you see the most magical thing that you've ever seen? What happens if you're driving down the road in your beautiful Mercedes convertible and you go around the roundabout and you see the most beautiful male, female, anything that you're interested in, animal, vegetable, mineral, whatever it is that you're looking after seeing, you see that as you go around the corner. Maybe you're looking for potatoes and you see them around the corner as you're driving around in your Mercedes convertible. Like, what about those things? What about the future that is possible through optimism rather than the past that has maybe dragged us down and maybe affects our future? And instead we think about the possibilities of good things rather than worrying about the bad things. I think that would be a better way to work towards a better future for everybody, right? maybe.
Yes.
I agree 100%.
Yes. May I
Cherry,
share?
what's your take, Cherry? Please, it's all
Oh, thank you.
yours.
I was going to share with Matt. Thank you very much. Uh, I'm a person, happy person. I am a domestic violence survivor. I have PTSD and a traumatic brain injury. And what I have learned, I go back to my roots. And in on my paternal side, I'm Native Hawaiian, and we practice what is called Ho'oponopono. And they're the four mantras. And Ho'oponopono is about taking responsibility for everything that affects your state of being. It's the art of acceptance, forgiveness, and cleansing of the energies that you attract into your life. And those four mantras, if I may share them quickly, I'm sorry. So when you say I'm sorry, you are recognizing and accepting responsibility for the actions, thoughts, and emotions that you have caused conflict to manifest into your reality. Please forgive me. The words please forgive me are said as a request to make amends with your higher self and the universal light. Thank you. Thank you is the opportunity to show gratitude to your higher self as well as the universe for allowing your negative thoughts, actions, and emotions to be cleared. And I love you. I love you can be emitted out to the universe, God's source, energy, etc., as a form of gratitude. When you use the words in this way, you're saying, I love you for allowing me this earth experience. And I wanted to say these to someone on the stage. I don't want to embarrass her, but I haven't been a good friend lately. And I just wanted to say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. And I love you.
Oh, I like that. Hopefully, the person hears you. That's why I'll say Cherry for sure. No, I heard this. No, I can never say the word I can't, right? And I heard the Ho'oponopono thing when I read The Secret. That's a book about the law of attraction. And I think it's important, Cherry. In terms of say forgiving yourself, giving yourself the chance. There's the space to be, to do better. To be happier, and to attract the things you want in life. But as Dr. CJ says, not everyone's ready to level up their responsibility. We think we're ready, but many people are not aligned. They're doing things for the sake of doing things. They're not really following the purpose. And as you said, many people are talkers and they're good at talking, but they lack the character of a doer. And that's so important. I think, like I say, my problem today is that people, we all need to become doers, right? We need to become doers. And to become doers, we need to be people who take action. I know, Michelle, I saw one of your comments in there. I can't say this enough, my friends. Worrying is not a tool. It doesn't force us to do anything. It just holds us back. It makes us ill. I can't say it enough. Don't worry. Let it go. My wife loves to worry. She loves a good worry. She loves a good what if. And she runs down it with that what if free. She runs with it. I'm like, calm down. You'll be fine. Michelle, I'm going to mute you for a second. I said, literally. Someone's got the TV and someone's got the background noise on. So I'm trying to, I don't know. Michael, is it you? I think it's you, Michael. Yes, Michael. Okay, so now literally, worrying does not help us. And why not just do what Matt said? Face the issue. Dr. CJ said, face the issue, address it, find a solution. Don't give yourself that 2 minutes to worry. Don't unnecessary. Like I say, you might as well get a can of beer and drink.
So when you find solutions, is that not problem solving and strategic thinking?
Yes, for sure. I think we
Those
can
are
do
tools.
that. Right. I think we can do that without that worrying, that feeling of anxiety. We don't need that anxiety ever. It does us no good. If once we run with that anxiety, it makes us feel ill and it holds us back. It stops us finding solutions. And some people will tell you, "Oh, I'm worried about I'm worried about this." You're like, just fix the problem. As CJ said, take action, do the right thing for yourself. If all you do is worrying, it's a bit of a waste of time. Just find, learn to be the one that solves the problem. If you've got type 1 problem, right? Like I said to you, type 1 issue, something in front of you to deal with it. If you've got type 2 issue, something that could happen, let it go. Face the reality. If you've got to do something to protect yourself, just do it. Don't go into this making yourself stressed, making yourself hurt. There's no need to do that. And
So I got a question for Lisa.
Go on, Lisa, what's your take?
No, I had a question for it. Like, can improper nutrition or not eating, can that contribute?
Lisa? You have to unmute it. I don't know whether you're muted. No, okay, you are muted, Lisa. So, are you there? Lisa's not talking to us yet.
Just repeat the question. Sorry. So
I was saying, like, not having proper nutrition or eating or missing meals and stuff, like, can that affect the body in a manner that can affect, obviously, the chemical everything in the body and the brain, like, to increase the worry?
No.
I'm sure that Lisa's coming back.
No, it's a choice we make. It's a choice. No, I hear what you're saying, Michelle. No.
You watched me the other day or earlier. I can't remember. Whenever we spoke, and I was eating those Skittles, right? And that was because my blood sugar was low, which causes a chemical reaction in my brain that can potentially stop me from thinking in the normal and direct way that I would. Because that chemical imbalance, the very fundamental lowering of my blood sugar at that precise moment, can end up as me talking like a drunk person to a fanatical nutter to I know that seems like an average day, but like it has a very different effect on people. And some people that comes across as giddiness or happiness, and other people it can come across as aggressiveness and evilness almost. Some people, even if they've skipped a meal, they can get like low blood sugar, and that can make them hangry, right? That's a very well-known phrase. And many people can jump off at the deep end of that and allow it to interfere with them. And if you take somebody, for example, who is malnourished, their default position would be to fret and worry because they are fundamentally concerned about they haven't got the food inside their body. And again, I can relate to that because of low blood sugar that goes to a very low point where you're thinking to yourself, if I don't get food soon, that's me done. And literally, like, you know me, that would be me done. So I can relate to that in many respects. And a good balanced diet certainly helps to promote healthier thinking, right? Healthy food leads to a healthy brain. A good level of protein, for example, helps to build your brain and allow the electromagnetic conduction to flow correctly. And the right amounts of vitamins and minerals can give you a more positive outlook. You look even at vitamin D in people's bodies, and people are generally happier and more buoyant, and they have more energy if they take more vitamin Bs, for example. Those things take an impact on people's lives. And Michelle said about a good diet. Well, generally, most people don't eat a good diet because it's not available to them. And there's many people who worry, and you sort of contrast the two, and maybe that contributes to some of the data. I don't know. I think that's something interesting.
I wonder what Lisa's response is now. Lisa's back. Hopefully, you sort of your sound, Lisa. I'll come to you. We'll come to you in a second, Lisa. I think Michelle's asking whether nutrition affects your ability to worry less. No, I think Cherry. So CJ says hello. So that's always a good thing too. Maria says my grandmother. Never say you can't. And where there's a will, there's a way. I agree with that. And I think Dr. Leslie, a mindset genius herself, says the simple answer to all of this, my friends, which is the point I'm trying to make. All we have to do is find the solution, the action we need to take. This is what my business is, right? The time you spend worrying is a waste of time. Find the solution. If worrying stops you focusing on the problem, finding a solution, then what you've lost. Worrying's won. I don't understand that. So there's no benefit for worrying. You find a solution. Lisa, what's your take? Does nutrition affect your ability to worry less?
Are you hearing me now?
Yeah.
Oh,
Thank
praise
goodness.
Jesus. Oh, sorry, my phone was just not cooperating. So yeah, nutrition plays a big part of it. If you look at places called like the blue zones, where they focus more on plant-based foods, that's your fruits, nuts, vegetables, peas, beans, whole grains. If you eat more of those, you tend to have less anxiety, less depression, less suicidal. So your whole mood, your mindset changes. So the way you approach things, the way you perceive things, the way you react to things is a lot different to someone who eats more animal-based products consistently and at the same time eating less of those plant-based foods. So as Matt was saying earlier, a lot of people they don't have access to a lot of things. But this is why I don't talk about like going vegan or going organic. And I always say, what can you add to your plate? So the more plant foods you add to your plate, it's definitely going to affect that worrying that we talked about. I just want to add two things quickly. So maybe worrying is the wrong word. The way I perceive things is a little different. Maybe culture, how I was trained. So I see, for example, worrying about a cancer diagnosis. I think in that case, worrying about what will happen and if I'm not here, who will take care of my kids, I think that's natural and normal. But I think that's where having a good support system can be beneficial because then you hold that person high and you say, okay, listen, if the worst were to happen, we can do X, Y, Z. We can put this plan in place. Worrying about your business, I think, and again, worrying may be the wrong word. But for me, planning from failure helps. So I train in martial arts, and that's how we train. We train from failure. So we take the worst situation and we work backwards. So using a little bit of that quote unquote worrying, if I don't make the amount of clients this month, I use that to say, okay, how do I plan to compensate for that? So I don't stay in that mindset of the worrying. And that's why I say maybe worrying is the wrong word. But I always plan for, okay, the what if situation. But when I get those negative thoughts, for me personally, what if I mess up on stage? What if I say the wrong thing? What if people don't like me and I don't get clients? As soon as I have those thoughts, my go-to is, well, what if it does? What if it does work? And I kind of literally imagine myself like those old chalkboards with the duster, and I imagine myself erasing that negative thoughts. That's what works for me. Because I can, I mean, everybody will have negative thoughts. That's normal. It's normal to worry. But as soon as you catch yourself doing it, just ask yourself, what if it works? And stop yourself in the tracks and
Yeah.
continue like what Michelle was saying. Go to that positive place.
Yeah.
I think this is Christmas Day, right? Because you actually got me on a stage
I know.
finally. So
When it didn't work,
happy
I was
Christmas
thinking
to
how
you.
can it work? But look, I, do I agree with you? As much as I do you, Lisa, do I agree with you? I don't think we ever need to worry. I think to make that plan is what I say to everyone. Make that plan. Yes, things can go wrong. If you can see where it can go wrong, make a plan. Address the situation.
Yeah, but as I said, maybe worrying is the wrong word. But I can't plan for something if I don't know what's the thing I'm planning for. And for me, that's what if this happens? And people may say that's
Right.
worrying.
That's not worrying. Worrying is more the feeling of panic. The prediction that, oh, I'm not going to find someone. It's all going to go wrong. My kid's going to be blah, blah, blah. And so we go, we run with it, and then we catastrophize. We expect catastrophe to happen. That's different to saying, what do I need to do? Now, what do I need to do is what you need to do. That's what we all need to do. Learn to out where we are. Now, again, as CJ says, having someone, friends that you can call to bounce your thoughts off will certainly help. Again, as I see Dr. Leslie, this is about fear. This is a fear conversation, really. You can't run a
Yeah, I
business with
mean, can I say something?
of course you can.
Yeah, it's like when you are afraid, I think the brain freezes. I can't think clearly. It's like if I can't even, go out because I'm afraid. I remember this a time because I'm a foreigner. I'm an immigrant in the UK. When I came with my two kids. Then I met somebody from Australia. My kids were now in their 20s. They're starting their affairs, relationships. And I thought, okay, this guy says, oh, let's go to Australia and live in Australia. And I thought, no, I can't leave my kids. Okay, they're adults, but I can't leave them. Then he says, oh, can go with them. And I said, no, it doesn't work like that. Then he says, so how are you going to do it? And I just thought, okay, we end the relationship because I can't leave my kids. I had a solution. I wasn't afraid of, like, because I thought these people, I brought them in this country. If I leave them here, they will be alone. And then I'll go somewhere else. I would say, okay, let's go there. What if I decide to come back? What will happen? So it's like, I said, no, as long as they need me now, I'll stay around. And I'm glad I did. I mean, I wasn't afraid of how I was going to be on my own. Things were going to do, but like, no, it didn't bother me. I just thought I'm going to live a life the way I want. I'm at peace with my own decision. I had the solution. So I think fear doesn't work on me. I mean, I honestly, I'm, I don't like to say I'm stressed. I'm fearful. I don't. It's not. It's a phrase I don't work with because it doesn't save me. I would
Like,
be afraid of driving because there is an
yeah,
accident.
yeah, it can happen. I had an accident a couple of months ago. Next, I was thinking, what if I'm scared of driving? I was like, stop that. Just drive. Just drive. I've driven several places, including to you, Selena, and I didn't die. So, see,
Anyway, guys, I'll see you. I'm waking
thank
up to
you.
my
You're a star.
granddaughter to
No,
school.
I
Thank
look
you
forward
so
to our
much.
show to get our friends who want to join our book. Thank you so much, Selena. Take care. Have a great evening. That's what I'll say for sure. Thank you. Connect with our friends as well, please. I can't connect with you yet. And ask me why. That's our problem, right? We'll deal with that.
I'd
Thank
like
you.
to add something after Celine's
Oh,
done.
Michael, thank you. You're next, Michael. You're next on my list.
All
Go.
right.
The mic is yours.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. I've been thinking about this for quite a while now, and ever since this morning, when I went into Dr. CJ's room, and then on top of that, just after I finished with her room, I found something that a link which talked about fears, and it was a motivational link that I did spread around quite a bit because I was pretty excited about it. It also talked about fear, and the way I see it is fear is worrying is a lot like fear. Um, I learned today that um, we could fear is something that we can. It's like a tool, something a lot like what Michelle has been saying. Worrying is also a tool. They are like each other. They actually, if you use them properly, or if you use them positively, you can utilize them to reorient your mind such that you gain something positive as opposed to anything negative. In other words, you use it to turn yourself around, to make plans, to actually, what do you call it, face that fear or face that worry, and come over it, in other words. So it's a psychological thing, just like Dr. I think Roxanne was talking about. You've got to change yourself, reorient your mind such that you can overcome your fears and move forward. That is, it's quite simple a matter. And in general, that means that I agree with what Annie has been talking about or has been expressing. Thank you. Oh, as well as Matt. Matt has said that too, and
Yeah.
also Matt was saying that what's her name? Paulette. Paulette said it too. So yeah. So in general, I think we all agree.
You know, we agree. No, okay, maybe to the degree to which you let that fear take hold. You know, so I'm not into negative emotions. I mean, I think, you know, Jay says, which I agree with. Oh, so Dr. CJ's furious that someone took the Mickey out of her, wasted their time. Does that mean she won't do any more events or collaborations? No, no. And she's saying that there is, you know, because she basically someone invited her to an event and left her in the green room down there, and bring her on stage for an hour and over an hour. So of course I can imagine you're annoyed. You know, I think it's learning our lesson that we need to learn, right? It's just, you know, it's just someone. I don't imagine you're gonna say no more ever, no more collaborations ever, Dr. CJ. And I'm sure you're furious, right? You know, I think, you know, we need to do what we need to do. So, and what worry and fear, Michael, the emotions that we feel, it comes from what we tell ourselves. That is what I've learned. Like I said to you, you know, when I used to go for job interviews, I would literally shake my way through the interview. I really would. And I'm saying literally, I haven't had to do an interview probably successfully, maybe once or two when I was younger, when I was a kid. As an adult, I just hated them because I expected the worst every time. In the end, you know, I got jobs because people came to find me, especially. Please come and work for me, and that's you know. So I can understand that people do worry, and you know, it's crippling when you do worry. It's unpleasant. It takes over your mind. It takes over everything, and all it does is bring more bad luck, more bad results. You know, really, I think, you know, we have to embrace this thing, this fear of not knowing, this fear of, we have to become more tolerant of uncertainty. That's the answer to the question today. That's the answer. Embrace it. Take it for what it is. Anything could happen, yes, but you're gonna be fine. I promise you. You've been fine so far. Really? Now, Michelle, I can see you from there. I can see you from here. You'll be fine. You know, there's nothing you can't handle. Jay, you say it beautifully, my friend. By your faith and your DNA, you got this. You really have. Tell yourself that every time. I do.
Yeah, you'll never fail. You don't ever fail.
Ever.
It's not that I don't fail or have fear, it's that I find ways to repurpose it into motivation and move forward.
Oh, I have constant fear on some things. And that's just because of PTSD. And so I just don't allow myself around. See, I'll start ticking even about it. It's yeah. We all have a fear. Stay away from it. Who cares? It's a fear. Put it in a closet. Shut that shit in there like Monsters Inc.
Yes.
You know,
I agree. I couldn't agree more, Michelle. I really agree with you. Shut it away and tell it, I know you're there. You know, maybe this is what Michael's saying. I know you're there. I know this could go wrong. Here's what I'm going to do about it instead. And leave the feeling of that negative, icky feeling behind. Just don't entertain it at all. Just say no. No. I hear you, but no thanks. I got this. And then make a plan and do what you have to do. You know, CJ says she has this so what attitude. Truly.
Yeah,
you know?
They told me I'd never be able to do anything again. Proved them all wrong.
Yeah, they told us. I know people who have got a cancer diagnosis. I know the ones who have cried their way through it. And many of some of us here know what I'm talking about. Ones who cried their way through a cancer diagnosis or cancer, a cancer, what to call it? Is it diagnosis or is it a checkup? And literally they cried their way through it in front of all of us. And they are still fine. No, really, they're fine. But then there's the ones who cry their way through it, Michelle, they have a harder time. They torture themselves. I remember, the person I'm talking about kept saying, "Well, I'm going to die." I'm going to say, "We're all going to die. Get over it. Don't be giving up on your life because you got like cancer diagnosis. You're getting treatment."
I tell you what, Annie.
Go on.
If anyone wants to cry about it, I'll just tell them. I'll recommend them to just go to CJ's class and level up. Because she can definitely put you in your place and at the same time encourage you with a lot of emphasis and positivity with a group of people that she's working with in the right direction. So I pretty much say, she has definitely empowered quite a few people, and I believe that she is on target with actually leveling up the whole world all by herself. Even if she says that she's not going to be able to do that, I have a feeling that she's capable of it.
Yeah, look, so it sounds like we missed a great event. That's CJ's event. I don't know why you didn't invite me, Michael. Send a DM, just send me the link. Don't even tell me what it is.
Okay,
just say,
next time I will. I'm so sorry.
The link, and
Thanks for complaining.
Me, so I join, Lisa joins, Michelle joins, Lois tends to join, Dr. Amaka. There's a team of us who tend to join most events. If you say, we just don't know when they're on. If we know when they're, we'll join. Look, my friends, a couple more bits. How do we deal with this worry? I don't want to just keep talking about it. I think there's things that we can do, right? The first thing I think.
Instead of I can, it could be I can try.
What's that? Yeah, of course. That's the same for all of us. We can only join when we can only try to join. We're not always here. But if we don't get the link at all, we have no hope, right? I can't join every event, but and where I can, I will for sure.
Any may comment? Oh, yes, Cherry Berry.
Of course.
Thank you. First of all, I love my kababayan, Dr. Constance Leland, and her story. I read her story of being a cancer survivor, and she's amazing. I love her, and she's one of my mentors.
Yeah.
And these are my daughters, Grace and Faith, and I was going to piggyback on what uh, uh, Lisa was saying about empowerment, physically empowering yourself. One of the healing things that my daughters and I did in healing from domestic violence is we took a taekwondo. So we empowered ourselves physically, and then we also empowered our minds with we had mental health therapy. One of the things, and I wanted to piggyback on what Michael was saying, that there's an acronym my psychiatrist gave me that in the moment when my PTSD is heightened, think of the word fog. And when you're in a fog, you need to like freeze for that moment and think, am I doing this action because of fear, obligation, or guilt? And if I am, then don't do it. So that's my little share. So thank you.
Thank you for sure, Cherry. That's important. We need to catch ourselves when things look like they're going when things look like they might go wrong. Let's learn to fix them. So
that's very beautiful. That's true.
That's what CJ says. If you're going to share negativity with me, then I'm not taking it. I don't blame Dr. CJ. Wrinkle free is always a good thing, right? I think so. What's wrong with wrinkles? It shows wisdom, experience, right? So Dr. Leslie says, reframe. It is now. This is at the heart of our conversation today. Oh, I missed that. Who's not on stage? Are we all here? No, I think Cherry. That's lost Cherry. Okay. And I think we need to reframe. Reframe is a good thing. Uncertainty, something we don't know what might happen. Let's embrace it as an opportunity. Let's see now, because this could be the best thing that ever happened to us. And sometimes, even when what we want doesn't happen, it turns out to be the best thing for us, ultimately, right? We need to accept that's reality. That's life. Now, the CJ says, she's not mad. I agree. No, of course you're not mad. You just move on. Yeah. If people are not for you, let them be. And let them. All we can do is support them to get over their negative emotions, right? To focus on your mission. Yeah, as you are, Dr. CJ, I agree. I totally agree with you. Again, Dr. Leslie says fears, emotions, faith, feelings. Take your pick. Which one are you going to go with? I think I'd rather go with faith and positive feelings. I've realized the way I was living with anxiety, it wasn't even diagnosed anxiety, it was just general fear. Like I say, I say the one who worries about Amazon deliveries coming and they might be wrong. I might have to send it back 24 times. And that's what I think most of the time, right? But how unnecessary is that for my life? I paid for it. I've done my due diligence. I've looked at the reviews. I've looked at everything, right? Sorry, so I knew someone was missing. Let's learn to face the situations we have with positivity. You see, there's a simple experiment to find out whether it's worth worrying and maybe where we are on the worry scale. Sandra, welcome. Say, worry takes away today's peace. It does. Something that's not even happened yet. We can turn that thing that hasn't happened yet into a positive for us, is the point, Sandra. I agree with you entirely. It's on us to make it positive. Things are what they are. It's how we respond to them that makes them good or bad, right? Let's learn to look at them positively, and let's learn to truly, as Ileana says, keep pushing and dream even bigger. It's true. That's what's going to get us to where we want to be. Yes, and Warren takes away today's piece. Something that I heard you first time, so I agree with you. I'm waiting for your instructions for our room tomorrow, Sandra. Welcome. So I'm glad you're here. Harish, hello. I also see Dr. Leah, our finance expert. Leah is everywhere these days. I was in a room earlier, so talking about that. I think she was talking to Coach K about how to build wealth. Now, again, that's not, of course, everyone worries about money. Don't worry about it. Go and earn it. It's much easier. Do what you have to do, what you can, do what you have to do, right? See, I think here's one thing I'll say for sure, my friends. Don't worry about anything. But if you have a situation and you have an icky feeling, negative feeling towards it, don't avoid it. Avoidance is the worst thing we can do because we'll miss opportunities. I say again, right? Ask yourself, is this a type 1 or a type 2 problem? If it's a type 1 problem, work out what you need to do. If it's a type 2 problem, work out what you need to do to avoid the worst happening, to get the result you want. Don't sink into that dark hole of worrying, because that will just go cripple your ability to actually find an answer that's right for you. Now, let's learn to develop tolerance of uncertainty. Let's have that mindset of, I can and I always do. You see, I think Dr. Leslie said it just now. You use emotional intelligence. Things never always go wrong for anyone. Not everyone who goes for a biopsy has a cancer diagnosis. It's true. Not everyone. Many people do. Some do. Maybe you will, but if you do, you're gonna have to be prepared to face up to the situation you have. Yes, you can face anything. We all can. We can do it now. We can try, as Michelle says. I'll take that, Michelle. We can try. And when we try, we tend to win. Look, so one thing I'll say to everyone here is do the worry test, the worry diary test. Is what I call it, right? List your situations on a bit of paper. What's facing me? How do I feel? Am I worrying? How much am I worrying? Am I worrying a bit? 1? Am I worrying 4, 5, 6? So significantly? Or am I worrying extremely at 10? And then let the situation unravel. What's the outcome? Put that in the third column, right? What you find is that things either go well or you can handle the situation. Things don't go wrong all the time. I say 4 out of 10 for a business in terms of getting customers and conversions. It's not bad. 10 out of 10 is nearly impossible. Whichever business you are. Nothing. When things go wrong, it's not because you're terrible. It's not because you're weak or you're unskilled or you don't know what you're doing. It's just people do things and make decisions for themselves. Maybe they're worrying about working with you. That's not on you. That's on them, right? If you see the patterns of anxiety and nervousness that you live with, address them. Challenge the belief. Challenge the idea. Michelle, challenge the idea that worrying is good for me. It's not good for you.
I didn't say it was good. I said that it doesn't have to be bad.
Yeah, right. There's 2 ways we can live life, Michelle. Christy, I see you as well. Look, we can never say I'm going to stay exactly as I am from today, even though
now that would worry me.
Don't worry, just change.
No, I'm saying that would worry. If I was going to be like stay the same, that would worry me.
Just change.
But I was going to say, what I have learned over the last 10, 15 years, when I allow myself to sit with it and process, more times than not, whatever I'm worrying about isn't even what I thought was caused, so, and that's what, you got to be able to sit with it and own it, process it. What are you scared? What are you worried about? What is the root? It's not the worry that's the problem. It's the underlying issue
that we have to deal with. That we instead we waste our time worrying rather than dealing with the issue. That's my conversation today. CJ, I never knew had ovarian cancer and had 8 months to live, and 14 years.
She got miracle babies,
right? So good things happen to all of us if only you let it happen. We can literally destroy the good things that can happen to us. I said, my way simply, it's not burying my head in the sand, Michael. It's not like an ostrich or a daredevil. I work through, everyone here knows I do the work I have to do, right? Michelle, you know this especially, because you and I are here most nights, right? I work to do what I have to do. I could easily worry about, I got that to do. No. Energy just gets. I do what I have to do for tomorrow, right? That conversation I gave Michelle. I do what I have to do because I know what I want tomorrow to be. Mm-hmm. That's how we have to live. Yes, okay. I also meditate, and when I wake up every day, I write my goals down, meditate. So meditation is about freeing your mind of these worries. It's about calming your mind and listening to what the gods have to say to you. They say prayer is what? It's us talking to God. Meditation is God talking to us. Whether you're religious or not, I'm saying this is higher power talking to us, right? Give yourself that time, that space to have peace in your mind and listen to what the gods are saying to you. These are half the answers. Yes, talk to people, but it's on us to find the positive potential that life gives us. What is wrong with believing that everything's going to turn out right? What's wrong with that? What's wrong with believing that we really are the greatest and we really are here to achieve that greatness? And let me show you a video quick, and then we can wrap up. Of course, you can still if you want to share a bit more, you can do. This is amazing. Michael, you sent me a video earlier, and I guess see this is what I mean by uncertainty, right? Most videos Michael sends me, I ignore. I don't watch them. I ignore them. He knows that too, right? But he persists. And today I was sitting there thinking, what am I going to show? What am I going to show? And then Michael sends me a video. I'm like, wow, look at that. And I watched it. And I'm like, so you're going to watch 3 minutes of it. If that's all right. This is my real thoughts. This is what I think we could all do. Bear with me, my friends.
I dare you to stand at the precipice of your own potential and confront the habits that hold you back. Each dawn brings a fresh opportunity, a blank canvas upon which we can paint the masterpiece of our lives. But how often do we find ourselves ensnared by the same old patterns, trapped in a cycle that stifles our growth? Today, I challenge you to reflect on the habits that shape your existence. Are they lifting you to new heights, or are they weighing you down like anchors in a stormy sea? Think for a moment about the choices you make each day. Do they reflect your dreams and aspirations, or do they mirror complacency and fear? You see, life is not merely a series of events that happen to us. It is a collection of choices we make, decisions that carve our path forward or lead us down a road of stagnation. The battle begins within. And each day presents us with the opportunity to wage war against the habits that threaten our very essence. Imagine waking up each morning with a fierce determination to.
Behind every mighty empire lurked a chaotic world of payroll and HR. Pharaoh Khufu had to settle for the pyramids we know today because
conquer the barriers that stand in your way. What if you chose to rise above the complacency that whispers, it's fine just as it is? What if you dared to challenge the notion that settling is synonymous with satisfaction? Each of us possesses a fire within, a flame of potential waiting to be ignited. But that fire can flicker and fade in the presence of habits that drain our energy and diminish our spirit. As we embark on this journey together, let us acknowledge the power of our thoughts. Every day we are faced with the choice to either uplift ourselves or succumb to self-doubt. How often do you find yourself engaging in negative self-talk? That inner critic can be relentless, casting shadows over our achievements and magnifying our flaws. Yet we have the power to silence that voice and replace it with affirmations of strength and resilience. Each positive thought is a step toward liberation, a declaration that we refuse to be defined by our past mistakes or perceived shortcomings. And consider, too, the insidious nature of procrastination. It lurks like a thief in the night, robbing us of time and opportunities. How many times have you postponed that important task, convincing yourself that tomorrow will be different? The truth is, tomorrow often comes with its own set of distractions and excuses. But today is your moment to act. Break free from the shackles of procrastination by taking that first step, no matter how small. With each stride, you reclaim your power and assert your commitment to a life of purpose. Now let's reflect on the fear of failure that can paralyze even the most ambitious among us. How many dreams have been abandoned because the fear of falling short loomed larger than the desire to soar? Failure is not the end. It is simply a chapter in the story of your life, a lesson waiting to be learned. Embrace it as a necessary part of your journey, a stepping stone that leads you to greater wisdom and strength. When you redefine failure, not as a verdict, but as an opportunity for growth, you arm yourself with the courage to pursue your passions fearlessly.
Terrier. And the choice we make, whether to worry or not, is one of the most insidious things in our lives. We must learn not to do that, really. It's our choice, my friends. Yes, and it's ready. Okay, excellent. So do join us for my room with Sandra tomorrow, the journey of the professional immigrants. I'm excited about what topic is. See, that's how you embrace uncertainty, my friend. That's how I embrace. I love the potential of tomorrow, Michelle. The potential, what it could be, how great it could be.
I got a 150-year blueprint. I am all about tomorrow.
Excellent.
Just saying it ain't promise.
Let's do tomorrow, man. Let's do tomorrow. Let's all do it.
Join us for Sandra's room. It's always it's always informative. So that's for sure. Michael says reframe is true orientation. And it's just facing the fog and knowing how to pivot and switch. That's what life's about, right? Let's embrace. Let's not be scared of what might be. Let's face it with with courage, with grace, with enthusiasm, because we got this. We really do, right? Leslie, I agree with you. It's not I will or I am. It's not I'll try. It's I am or I'm doing, right? I am doing. There's no try. Either you are, you're not. And if you're not doing, if you're not that person, no amount of try is going to help. Believe you're going to do it and succeed. We must let go.
You probably get stuck in that fixed mindset though when you don't think trying is not something conscious to do, because I can try and fail, learn the lesson, try again, and then succeed. So I will forever try, because at least then I was able to have the courage to try to do something that maybe I couldn't before.
Okay, now so here's what I've learned, Michelle. When you say I am, you must tell the universe that you are. The universe will give you whatever you tell it you are.
Mm-hmm.
So I try suggests I'm not. Our mind, our subconscious, I've learned, tells us it doesn't know the truth from a lie. I tell myself every day I've got £1 million a year revenue business. Dr. Leslie would tell me you're moving towards that £1 million a year revenue business. And I'm grateful for that every day. The universe knows I'm grateful. So more chance is going to happen. That's why we don't use a try.
When I referenced it earlier, it was to Michael saying that I can't. And I said, instead of saying I can't, I say I can try.
Yeah, no. If your try is I'm not there yet, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm saying, but twist it and force the universe to see you as that person. This is, I say, a lot of people learn mindset topics, and this is one I struggled with, right? And raise your price, and he's like, no, I can't. I raise my price when I can deliver the results my clients want. She's like, but you do that already. I'm like, I don't think I do. That's what I try means, right? Tell yourself that you are that person already. Believe it yourself. Everything comes quicker when you believe that you are that person. Whatever your situation is, if you believe, it's coming towards you. If you don't believe, you have that doubt. That's 1% of that. That's 0.5% of doubt. You're trying to confuse your subconscious into what you really want and who you really are. Go all in and tell yourself, I am that person. I've got this. Now, the way you talk about your blueprint, Michelle, that's the way to be, right? In you consider your blueprint being lived out by you and other people already.
Absolutely.
Use that in every aspect of life. That's what we're saying, really. I've had to learn to use that blind confidence. Blinkered maybe, but total confidence in what I'm doing, and the results I want are coming. That's just how it is. I think those who learn to do that, they see the steps of success every day. They really do. I'm not going to argue with anyone. I'm saying, talk to a mindset coach. I'm not a mindset coach, but no, what I've learned is I must believe wholeheartedly, 100%. There's no maybe. There's no exit strategy. There's no another way. But look, Dr. Amaka, welcome. Thank you for joining us. I'm so glad you're here. Thank you, Michael. Michael, you can't believe making comments. Go on. What's your point, Michael? Michael?
Well, I was thinking to myself that our only competitor is ourselves.
Mm.
That is the only competition we've got in this world. So if there's anyone that you've got to fear, it's to fear yourself.
I agree.
So in other words, you need to conquer yourself.
Yes, conquer your mind is what Dr. Maya Angelou said to us, right?
Yep, absolutely.
Battle your mind every day and get rid of those habits that are not serving us. Today's topic is definitely one of those. Lack of self-belief, lack of self-love, I could carry on. These things I've had to learn the hard way. I thought I was ready. I thought I was doing it, but then I realized, oh, I've got to learn. It's more about the feeling. Yeah, so this is why I'm talking about today's topic. You know, it's all right saying I don't worry, but if you feel scared within, you are worried. And if that feeling becomes all-consuming, you're in trouble. Yeah, change it. And Dr. Amaka, welcome. How are you doing? You're on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, perfect. How are you?
I'm good. I just came
You look
back.
tired. You look tired.
I am tired. I just came back literally. Like I just entered my house a couple of minutes ago. I wanted to catch you.
I feel blessed. I mean that sincerely.
Yeah, I wanted to catch you and say hello to everyone before getting on with my day and eating my dinner. You know, I don't joke with my food anymore.
Yeah, and Dr. Amaka is one of those who definitely, she has pangs if she doesn't have a dinner, her lovely dinner. That's what it is. It's right?
Yeah, actually.
What's your take on uncertainty, dealing with uncertainty? Do you embrace it, or are you scared of situations where you don't know what's going to happen?
Yeah, I would say I think I've improved over time. I used to be the kind of person that would worry a lot about things because, oh, this could happen, that could happen, a thousand things can go wrong, right? But I think with learning and understanding, I begin to reach a point where I have self-confidence in myself, just as you were saying, where you reach a point where you know that I'm really at the point where I believe that if I do my best is good enough. That's really where I reached. People say maybe your best is not good enough, and I say no.
So it's always been so far, right? It's always worked so far. So it's going to
That's
work
it.
again.
If
You
I've
know?
done my best, it's good enough. That's it. That's all I can give. I cannot give more than my best. So I'm just going to keep learning, keep improving myself, and then you grow your confidence with the results that you deliver. Just as you mentioned, it's just as if the more you continue to hone those skills and you know the value that you bring. I think uncertainty begins to go away when you find yourself, is what I think. And I think some of us, it takes a really long time for you to reach a point where you've truly found yourself and the true essence of your being, right? So I really feel that it goes a long way to on that journey of searching for you and knowing for sure. And then clarity also is one thing that helps again, because if you're not clear, if you're confused, let's say you're a business person or you're a service provider, you are really not sure what the people who are coming to you expect to get from you, then you are so confused, you are tossed to and fro. You feel like it's never going to be enough because you want to be, running around like a headless chicken, right? So there's no, you don't have confidence in yourself and what you bring. But when you begin to grow into mastery. Yes, I would say when you begin to master your skill, and mastery comes with learning, right? It comes with growing deeper, not wider. You reach a point where you establish a level of self-trust where you just show up as yourself and you are very unapologetic about it. It's like, yeah, I'm who I am. I'm not being proud. It's just me. I know the value I bring. I know the value I carry. I know the problems I can solve. And that just helps you that even when those moments of imposter syndrome that we all get to face from time to time, then you already know that that's just your subconscious mind. Is that what Dr. Leslie says? I listen to Dr. Leslie a lot, so I don't know if it's the subconscious mind or the conscious mind. She would correct me, right? But what I'm trying to say is you reach a point where even when those doubts creep in, you are able to suppress it. It no longer has enough hold to just keep you panicking or keep you from moving forward. It's like, yeah, you're thinking about it, you're afraid, but you're just going to do it anyway. Like you're literally going to do it. So that's really my take on it. And I feel that it takes a lot of developing, is what I think. So I tell people, some of the people I coach, I tell them, I said, passion, finding who you are, I don't really think it's discovered. I don't think you discover it. I think you develop it. I think you grow it. I think it's the more you learn, the more you really reach a point that you get to know yourself. But if you sit at a corner and you're waiting to discover that big thing that is suddenly your own thing, you probably be there for a long time, right? Yeah. So I think you just have to be on the grind, just keep working at it, and then one day it's like, oh, Eureka, I can really do this so well, and then
Yeah.
it just helps you to, not to shake your confidence when even things go wrong, because things would not always go right, but if you know the value you bring, if something goes wrong, you can own it and look and say, oh yeah, maybe there was a mistake. Oh, something happened. Oh, I apologize. And then you move on. Like you literally pick yourself up and you keep going. It's like you don't stay, crying over something that didn't go well. Let me quit preaching.
Thank you. No,
I
look,
better go find my dinner. It's so
thank
nice
you. Thank
to
you.
meet all the lovely people here. Yes, it's good to connect when I can.
Please do. So go in the
Yes.
comments afterwards, everyone, and let's connect
Mhm.
and connect with my friends, especially.
Yeah.
I agree with you. I think it is finding your peace and your place in the world.
Mhm.
It's fun. I won't say, and again, how you find your place is probably the biggest mystery ever, right? But you suddenly feel good in your skin. You suddenly feel like you are you,
Right.
and the world is not ready for you yet. That's the
Mhm.
truth, right? And they're gonna
Right.
get
And
what you're gonna give them, whether they like it or not. And
yeah,
I mean, our best is always good enough. That's the thing, especially
that's
if
yeah.
there's something about approaching the world with your truth, which your truth has to be giving your
Mhm.
best every chance. Every
Right.
time you give your best, that
Mhm.
means even if you did make that mistake you mentioned, at least you can learn something.
Right.
You know,
And you can just keep going.
yeah, there's nothing worse than approaching things half-heartedly, and then you're like, "Oh, I
Right.
screwed up."
Mhm.
Sometimes I like to fail. I like to screw up. I like to make a mistake.
Mhm.
That way, I can learn something.
Right. I
But,
agree.
but even then, most of the time, I live with my joy because I know I will give my best every time, and that's always enough. Always,
Yep.
always.
I'm
That's the
going
point.
to mute Annie and go and eat, but I'll be
The
listening
Garni,
to all
thank you
your.
so much. Thank you. Thank you. Look, join Sandra and I tomorrow. So, Sandra, I agree. Don't try, do. Let's do. Let's be. It's probably the other word for, rather than trying. Say you are. Say you're doing. I am still those Leslie's words. Look, tomorrow, Sandra and I are talking about the journey of the professional immigrant and the issue of taking up space with confidence. I agree. Let's talk about it. See, continuation of a conversation today, I think. So please do join us, my friends. I'm sure I'm going to invite all of you. Look, thank you so much, everyone. Does anyone want to have a last word? If you do, please unmute and share with us. Go on, Michelle, please.
Uh, I just wanted to thank all of you guys. Thank you. Wow, I found my tribe. Let's save the world now, okay, you guys? Let's just spread the love and all talk about this. And we can all get along and go forward. Because it's not that hard to walk. It really isn't. If I can do it with this and talk, we all can walk forward and make the earth a better place. What do you
I,
say? Let's do it.
I, I agree. Everyone has greatness within them. Let's do it. Laverne, anything you want to say before we go? You don't have to. Okay. I will go to whoever knows. Cherry, Lisa,
Oh,
Michael.
Annie.
Sorry,
Well,
Laverne.
I'll just say for us who have been worrying or who has been worrying a lot, after today's session, we still have hope, and we need to just recognize that worrying doesn't really do us anything.
Mm.
So we just need to refocus instead of thinking about worrying. It's okay to be concerned about something, but when we start thinking in the negative and letting it bring us down, and that's where we need to put an end to it.
100%. I agree with you entirely. Look, if you are a warrior, my friends, try that worry diary. Now make a list of things that you worry about, and then make a list of what happens really. What's the outcome? You find that you solve the situation every time. Not sometimes, every time. that hopefully will get people moving forward. When they realize that they are what Dr. Amaka is talking about, which is they are that person who can solve the situation. The person doesn't need to worry because they're always enough in the situations that they face. That's the truth, right? Cherry,
Well,
Michael, please go,
well,
Michael.
Annie, what I'd like to say is just a couple of words, and that is level up, folks. That's about it.
Dr. CJ, the impact is being had. You're having the impact now. That's your conversations and your work truly deserves. I say that for sure. Lisa, anything you want to say? Cherry, anything you want to say? Michelle, I don't want to ignore you, Michelle, at the top. Anything you want to say? No? If you're happy, okay, let's call it a day. Thank you so much, all of you. I can't thank you enough for being here and sharing with me and share with us. Thank you so much. Enjoy your evening.
Bye.
By the way,
Bye,
bye
everyone. See you tomorrow.
Bye. Yeah, I'll send you the link for sure. Still in Sandra's rooms. Definitely join us there.
Adios, Magligos. Muchacha. Adios.
Cristiano's room as well. And Mr. Ajay with us in the afternoon.
Aloha.
Bye, bye, everyone. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Every step forward is a new beat to your drum.